She started as a background character, just another face in a crowd of rising heroes, quiet but powerful, broken but determined. We didn't know much about her at first, just that she'd lost her family, that her powers came from experiments, and that she had a look in her eyes, like she'd already seen the worst the world could offer. But from the moment she stepped onto the screen, something about Wanda Maximoff felt different. We saw her loyalty, her pain, her heart. She wasn't perfect, but she cared, and she fought for people, even when it cost her everything. Whether it was standing up to Ultron, holding her own in Civil War, or giving her life to stop Thanos, she kept choosing to fight. And for a while, we believed she was one of the good ones. Maybe not spotless, but undeniably human. Then came the grief. The kind that doesn't fade, the kind that eats away at you when no one else is watching. When she lost vision, something cracked. And in that space between sorrow and survival, she created Westview, a perfect illusion powered by pain, built on denial, dressed up as a dream. And for the first time, we didn't know if we were watching a hero or something else entirely. She made people smile while they suffered. She built a family out of thin air and locked an entire town inside her grief. And the scariest part is how easy it was to understand. Because we've all wished we could bring someone back. We've all wanted one more moment, one more chance to rewrite the ending. But not all of us have the power to do it. That's the thing about Wanda. She didn't turn evil because she hated anyone. She turned because she loved too deeply, held on too tightly, and refused to let go when the world told her it was time. And when that kind of love meets that kind of power, the result isn't hope, it's devastation. In this video, we're going to take a hard look at how Wanda Maximoff went from a grieving Avenger to the Scarlet Witch. We'll break down every step of her transformation, from Age of Ultron to Multiverse of Madness. We'll explore her choices, her motives, and the terrifying beauty of her descent. Because this isn't just a villain origin, it's a warning. When we first met Wanda Maximoff in Age of Ultron, she was more of a mystery than a hero. A quiet presence with a haunted past, moving in the shadows with her brother Pietro, fighting alongside Ultron at first, and then slowly realizing what side she truly belonged to. She was unstable, sure, but also powerful, emotional, and trying to find her place in a world that never gave her one. Back then she wasn't trusted by anyone. Even Tony saw her as dangerous, and Steve didn't know what to make of her. But over time, Wanda became something more. She joined the Avengers, helped take down threats bigger than herself, and even formed genuine friendships with people like Vision and Natasha. Her pain never left her, but she buried it under duty. Her power was unlike anything we'd seen before in the MCU. She could manipulate minds, destroy machines with a glance, and bring entire cities to their knees. But early on, those powers were tied to confusion and grief. In Lagos, she tried to save people, and accidentally killed dozens. And that guilt became a weight she never truly dropped. Still, she kept trying. Even after losing Pietro, even after the Sokovia Accords, even after the fallout from Civil War, Wanda kept showing up. She wasn't perfect, but she cared, and that made her feel human. She was trying to hold it together in a world that constantly pulled her apart. Let's be honest, WandaVision was beautiful and creative and emotionally raw, but it was also deeply unsettling. Because no matter how artistic the storytelling was, Wanda took control of an entire town and turned it into her personal fantasy. And that's not just morally complicated, that's terrifying. These were real people. They had jobs, families, lives of their own, and she trapped them. Not just for a moment, but for days or weeks at a time. She made them play roles in her show, forced them to smile through pain, and kept them silent when they tried to resist. It was mind control with a sitcom laugh track. And what's worse is that she justified it by saying she didn't know how it started. But at some point she realized what was happening. She saw the fear in their eyes, heard their pleas, and still chose to keep going. Because letting go of the illusion meant facing reality, and she wasn't ready for that. You watch someone like Dottie break character for a second and beg for her daughter, or Mr. Hart start choking while the laugh track keeps playing. And you realize this isn't just grief, it's control. Wanda's pain became everyone else's prison. And no amount of clever TV references makes that okay. She wasn't trying to be cruel, but intent doesn't erase consequence. And by the time she walked away from Westview, she left behind a town full of people who would never look at the world the same again. Wanda's pain didn't start with Vision, it started in childhood. Her parents were killed by a Stark missile while she and Pietro were still kids. Then she lost her brother, then Vision, and then the version of Vision she created to cope with losing him. That much grief could break anyone. What makes her story so tragic is that she never really had a moment to breathe. Every time she tried to build something real, it was torn away. In Civil War, she was imprisoned for trying to help. In Infinity War, she had to kill Vision with her own hands, only to watch Thanos rewind time and kill him again. Even her happiest moments in WandaVision were built on fantasy. Her twins weren't real, her husband was a memory, and the love she built came from trauma, not peace. She wanted a home, a family, a safe place, but she conjured it from pain. And that's what makes it hurt so much. It's easy to point fingers and call her a villain, but it's harder to sit with the reality that Wanda was a person drowning in sorrow. She didn't wake up and decide to hurt people. She was trying to hold on to something that felt real, even if it meant hurting others in the process. That doesn't make it right, but it does make it understandable. And that's what makes her story feel more human than most. By the end of WandaVision, something had changed. Wanda wasn't just a grieving woman anymore. She was something ancient, something powerful, something feared. The Scarlet Witch had awakened, and the MCU shifted with her. This wasn't just about power levels, it was about identity. Wanda had always been powerful, but now she had a name, a prophecy, and a destiny. Agatha saw it before anyone else. That this wasn't just chaos magic, was reality-bending, world-breaking, myth-level force. In Multiverse of Madness, she didn't sneak around anymore. She walked straight through the front door and told Doctor Strange exactly what she wanted. Her kids, her happiness, and she was willing to tear through universes to get it. That kind of confidence is terrifying and also captivating. You see her annihilate the Illuminati in seconds. Not because she's evil, but because she's unstoppable. She's done playing nice, done asking for permission. The Scarlet Witch doesn't plead, she takes. The shift is shocking to watch. There's a reason even characters like Wang or Strange hesitate to confront her. It's because they know what we know. Wanda isn't just powerful anymore, she's become the thing everyone else hopes never notices them. Even in the darkest moments of Multiverse of Madness, there were glimpses of the woman Wanda used to be. You could see it in her hesitation, in her voice when she spoke to her alternate self, in the way she flinched at the sight of her own reflection. She hadn't completely vanished. There was still love there. Twisted, desperate, confused but real. She wasn't trying to destroy the multiverse just for fun. She wanted her children. Not as weapons, not as trophies, but as something to hold on to. Something that reminded her she was still alive. And when she finally stood face to face with the version of herself who had what she wanted, it broke her. Not out of jealousy, but because she saw who she had become. A monster to her own kids in another world. A stranger in her own skin. That's why she destroyed the Darkhold. Because deep down, beneath all the rage and magic and violence, there was still a sliver of the Wanda who wanted to protect people. She just didn't know how anymore. But for one moment, she remembered. And in that moment, there was hope. Hope that redemption isn't always lost. That even the most powerful being in the multiverse can find a reason to let go. Wanda's story isn't about good versus evil. It's about pain. It's about how grief can twist you into something you don't recognize. How love can turn into obsession. And how trying to fix the past can destroy the present. She didn't start as a villain, and she didn't end as one either. But in the middle, in the grey, she became something terrifying. She became the Scarlet Witch, not by choice but by need. And that need consumed everything else. Her legacy is complicated. She saved lives. She ruined others. She inspired hope and created fear. And in the end, she gave up everything just to stop herself from hurting more people. That's not redemption, but it's not damnation either. What makes her arc so powerful is that it doesn't offer easy answers. You can't put her in a box. She's not a cautionary tale or a hero's journey. She's something in between. A person who kept breaking until she couldn't be put back together. And maybe that's the real tragedy. That the more Wanda tried to hold on, the more she had to lose. Until there was nothing left but silence. Thank you for watching the whole video. I make videos because of my love for Star Wars and Marvel. I've been asked countless times how I get my subtitles, and I generate them automatically with a tool I built. That same tool can be used here on my website. It's completely free and doesn't require signing up. My website contains the subtitle generator that is perfect for any video. Blogging post, where you can sign up with your email and receive notifications for when I post, and also my 3 channels. Critical Analysis Hub focuses on Star Wars and Marvel movies. Critical Analysis Hub Plus looks at Star Wars and Marvel shows. And Critical Analysis Hub XP centers on video games, like The Last of Us series, Jedi Survivor, and GTA 5. Thank you for being a fan.